AITA for not wanting my stepmom to move back in because of a room. For context, we'll call stepmom B, 40, and my dad, 40, had been dating for 9 years prior to this. They were having complications that ultimately led my dad to snap and kick B and my two stepbrothers, H, 16, and L, 12, out of our house. After 2 months, my dad and B talked it out and wanted to get back together and fix the relationship. I, however, was promised my own room now that my stepmom and brothers were out of their rooms. Me and my sister have never had our own room. We were living with our druggy mom. After 7 years, we were switched and have been with my dad for 5 years, in which we'd been sleeping in the living room, then a shared room. Our stepbrothers have always had their needs put before ours. They've always had their own rooms, and their dad doesn't pay child support, despite being well off. B and their dad had never officially divorced. Now, you have to understand, all my life I've been promised stuff and never received it because of druggy mom and stuff. So this was a huge deal for me that he had gone back on a promise. We had it painted and thing right before I'm supposed to move in. The only problem is the room arrangement now that B, L, and H might move back in. My dad promised I wouldn't have to give up the room. He also promised my sister her own room now that we have the space. L wants his room back, and so does H. Of course, we don't want to give them up. My dad's solution is to turn the living room into a bedroom or go back to how it was before, me and sister sharing room, or for my two stepbrothers to share a room. I don't know what to do. My dad promised to not push for us to have to give up the rooms, and I think that since they've been gone, life's been easier, and although I love them and they'll always be family, I don't want them back. I'm just not sure if I should give my room up because my dad's really lonely and I feel really bad, but again, I've always had to give stuff up. I've always had to be at least 4 years more mature than my age. I don't know, should I give up my room to make my dad happy? Or should I stand my ground? Sorry if it didn't make sense, I had to hurry. AETA for yelling back to my brother who has cancer. First, a little bit about my mentality. I sympathize with people who aren't where they want to be in life, but I don't think anyone owes them to be their verbal punching bag. My brother, 34M, has always had health-related issues. Due to this, my parents have always let him have his way. Even at this age, he's mean and snappy when his day doesn't go as he plans. He criticizes and puts down other family members, and they let him because he lives too far and will only be here for a few days. Or he's sad now, sympathize a little because his wife divorced him. He's very generous when it comes to gifts and gifting us money when he can. But I'm not sure that makes up for a snake tongue. Unfortunately, he's been diagnosed with cancer a week ago. Luckily, his health is decent, minus the aftermath of chemo. Now, because of this, everyone's walking on eggshells not to upset him. While that would have been fine if my brother wasn't the kind of person that yells at you if a plate is 1 centimeter on the right instead of the center. Today, I was babysitting his only daughter. He's visiting/vacating for 2 months. I woke up early in the morning so I could take care of her, letting him sleep and rest. After a while, my niece was dragging her towel while we were walking around the house. I didn't notice for a second. He came, saw that, and started yelling on how I'm a horrible babysitter for letting her use a dirty towel, saying how I might as well not look after her if I'm just going to be a lousy sister. I genuinely got hurt because I planned my whole month around helping him rest and look after his daughter, plus my internal issues, not being appreciated when I do things for my family. So I started yelling back, defending myself on how we can just give her a clean towel, which TTW wasn't a big deal. It's not like our floor contains parasites. And how I might as well do what he says and not babysit at all, have fun. Now, my family's mad at me because I yelled at him while he's sick. And this is just a small example of things he's done. He just walks over everyone, and I never thought it's fair. Just because he had a sad life doesn't mean he has the right to deflect his issues on people who love him. Cancer's a really big deal, so I might be very wrong and not empathic. I also have to mention that pretty often he helped me with homework and meals when I was little. Be brutally honest, AITA. Should I shut my mouth just for a month? AITA for being upset after my sister told me that my sister-in-law is looking better than me. On my wedding day. It's been a few months, but I can't get over this pain, so I want your advice. My little sister is known to have foot-in-the-mouth moments from time to time, but I still feel a little hurt by her insensitivity. This was also not the only time she said something awkward. During one ceremony, the decorations were not quite up to the mark, and rather than cheering me, she was nagging me to scold the decorator so that she can get a beautiful picture for her Instagram. She actually told me this very line. On my wedding day, she straight up told me that my sister-in-law was looking better than me, and I could have got my wedding dress on a way cheaper price. Am I being a post-bridezilla? I think I have the right to be hurt, but do let me know if I am overreacting. Should I talk to her about it? AITA. For confronting my 9-year-old brother for stealing my underwear and bras, I, 20F, caught my 9M brother stealing a bunch of my used underwear, bras, some lace tank tops, and sleep shorts. A little backstory. My dad, 55M. My older brother, 25M, and my younger half-brother, or 9M, all live under the same roof. The last 2 weeks I've noticed a bunch of my stuff missing from my room, including my razor, my hot pink bra, a few shirts, etc. I searched my room from top to bottom and did all my laundry and organized my room and still couldn't find any of it. I convinced myself I was going crazy and I misplaced everything, which is very unlike me. Today I get home from work and I notice my Spider-Man action figure my boyfriend gave to me was missing. I obviously asked my little brother, 9M, if he took it, and he denied it. I asked him again and reassured him I wasn't mad. I just wanted it back. He gave it to me. I tell my dad and confided in him, saying a bunch of my personal items have gone missing. He kind of disregarded it. A few minutes later, my brother, 9M, asked my dad to go swimming with him. They shortly leave to go swimming. I saw the opportunity and took it. I had a gut feeling my items were going to be in his room. I searched his room starting with his dresser, and shortly after I find my hot pink bra, a few of my lace tank tops, a few pairs of my underwear, and a few of my sleep shorts. I bring all the stolen items from his room and confronted him. He denied everything and tried to play dumb. I just took my items and he just closed his room door and is acting like nothing happened, even after my dad talked to him about how stealing is bad. Bringing it up and trying to confront him resulted in nothing. I don't have the support of my dad parenting him on how inappropriate it is to steal your sister's underwear and bras, but I don't feel as if I have a say in being mad or parenting him because I live under my dad's roof. My dad and older brother is acting as if it's not a big deal and to act like nothing happened. Am I the asshole for making a deal out of my younger brother stealing my personal items?